on Sports Channel. And tonight, the defending champion, MISL New York Arrows, taking on the Denver Avalanche. Participating advertiser on New York Arrows Soccer is Michelob Light. Compare the taste of Michelob Light to any beer you like. Well, Nick, a very dramatic beginning here at McNichols Arena. The lights are out. The smoke is going on down on the field right now. And the Avalanche being introduced. And, of course, as far as the Arrows are concerned, a well-tuned unit coached by Don Popovich off the 11-6 victory over the Cleveland Force, a record of 3-0. They're mowing everybody down in sight, and they continue to be the cream of the crop, the class of the MISL.
They are one of two undefeated teams in the league so far, but the Avalanche is looking to get rolling. The fans are behind them. This is a very high-intensity team. Look for a lot of pressure, especially in the first quarter.
As far as on an individual basis is concerned, the scoring machine. Number 7, Steve Jungle. If you can believe it, he is ahead of last year's pace when he scored 108 goals. They have projected, if he continues at 4.33 goals per game, he'll come up with 190. Now, the man on his right there is Neil Cohen out of Dallas, playing for the Denver Avalanche, and he has the distinction of trying to stop Mr. Jungle.
Those two guys have met before for the past 4 years. Overall, Steve has won, but although Neil has played very well against him, it's going to be the help that Neil gets from the rest of his teammates, as well as the goalkeepers, especially for the Denver team. They're going to be a key in keeping them down.
And the goaltenders, the goalkeeper, Shep Messing on the left, Mr. Goalkeeper in the MISL. And the man on your right is Pascal Frenchy-Antoine, two very exciting goalkeepers in this league.
Well, Shep we needn't say anything about. He's a 4-year All-Star team, the MISL All-Star player. He is really the heart and the spirit of this team. Frenchy-Antoine, he's a youngster, he's a new player. We know in the indoor game there's a lot of shots. Don't be surprised if New York winds up taking 60 or so shots. Although Denver has outshot their opponent, they have not outscored their opponent. So this is a key, getting the quality goals.
All right, Dick, don't go away. We'll be back with the play-by-play story right after this message. The Arrows with a record of 3-0. And the Avalanche with a record of 3-2. And Nick, this is a club, Denver, that cannot be taken lightly. They've won 3 out of 4 at home. It's a very, very young team coached by a very popular gentleman here in the Mile High City, Dave Clements.
Well, this team certainly has a lot of people behind it. The enthusiasm level is extremely high. This is a very young team. Average age, I believe, is approximately 23 years of age. The oldest player is 27 years of age. What they lack in experience, they certainly make up in their intensity. They're coming out here. Everyone plays. 16 players are dressed. At least 15 of them will play. They're going to put extremely high pressure on these fellas right there. We see Zoltan Toth, Nicky Megaludis, Hedgie. There's Nicky saying hello to some of his friends. And we're about to get kicked off right here. The referee in the middle will be, gentlemen, Mr. Anatol Popovich, Omar Gomez, and Steve Zunga looking to kick off. The first and third quarters, the visitors get the ball. Second and fourth, the home team.
4 15-minute quarters for those of you who are new to indoor soccer. The opening kick controlled by the Arrows in white, and we are underway. The Arrows try to make it 4 in a row, 3-time MISL champions. David DeRico firing it off the far boards, gets it right back. Now here's the scoring machine, Jungle out in front to Gomez, and it's taken away by the Avalanche and almost recovered by Val Tuccia. Whistle. And you can tell by the crowd reaction going against the Avalanche.
The fans might not have liked it, but that was a very good call by the referee because the Avalanche player pushed Val Tuccia into the boards. That time no one was injured, but potentially that's a very dangerous play.
The veteran Val Tuccia wearing number 21. Steve Jungle leading the league with 13 goals, 6 assists. 13 of the Arrows' 27 goals this year. Marcello Curie, number 9, brings it out in green up to the midfield line, dumps it into the attacking zone now. We're along the near side. Tripped up was Timmy Walters, who led the Avalanche in scoring last year. And Walters upended.
Well, here we see Walters coming down with Val. Now notice Val goes for the ball with the left foot and a tackle, but notice the hands are up saying, I didn't mean it.
Now it's Adrian Brooks down into the left corner, And it is booted high into the air, and Shep Messing gobbles it up.
But Steve, we'll see a lot of that. This team uses the boards very, very well. In fact, in the practice before, they have a set play where they come down, they play it off the MISL sign, and the other guy coming off the weak side comes in.
High school in Aurora, Colorado.
He's a very popular player in the area because he's a local kid, but again, it's that kind of an injury that happens, as I said, very frequently. There's the coach, Mr. David Clements, very popular person here. He kind of represents the spirit of this team. He's a hard-working individual. I think we're going to get another chance to see what happened. Now watch again. Watch that left ankle. See how it turns in? Right, there we go. The shoe is not to be worn, meant to be worn on the side, but rather on the flat part. Frenchie, oops, hang in there, buddy.
So he's trying to walk it off. The Denver trainer Larry Franca out there to assist. Early injury. Just about 2.5 minutes into the first
he says,
quarter.
I'm fine. I don't want to come out. You can see his lips there, but okay, let's get this game going again, Rev.
When did you ever see a goalkeeper want to come out of a game?
Not with the score 0-0.
For sure. Antoine had a 4.82 goals against average last year. Seems to be all right.
Here we see a good opportunity that Val Tuchel created. Now notice he gets the grain going the other way and shoots. The goalkeeper is there. What we didn't see off the ball, Zungel was all alone, but a well-created chance by Val Tuchel. He stole the ball, dribbled the entire length, and here we go. We finally have a substitution made. Ali Anderson, the gentleman from Oneonta, New York, via England, played for Hartwick College, was on the NCAA championship team up there.
And we are back underway. Anderson, by the way, with a goals against of 5.57 and a record of 1-2. Antoine was 2-0. No score. Juan Carlos Mejia trying to get it past Oscar Albuquerque. Albuquerque closing in, goes wide, and the angle drive is stopped by Shep Messing. Kicks it off into the corner to Mejia. Mejia guarded there by Stomaitis and pokes it out to the neutral zone. As Alberto races after Megaludis. Will get it first. Megaludis out of Astoria. And a beautiful block as it's taken away by Richie Parchment. Parchment now into the attacking zone. Feeds it ahead, and the shot by Jim Stomaitis was slapped away by Shep Messing. Recaptured now by Albuquerque, but a whistle by the referee Popovich, and the Arrows will take over.
Here we see the shot coming out. Parchment lays it off to Jimmy Stomaitis coming into your picture. Watch this right foot now. And watch Shep's reactions. Now Shep has a little bit of a cold, kind of a respiratory problem, but certainly didn't prevent him on that one.
Off the pushing foul, the Arrows taking over. Mejia trying to keep it into the point he does. Off to Alberto, back to Mejia, Juan Carlos, number 3. Now Kitson on the near side. Kitson dumps it toward the penalty area. It's booted out by Neil Cohn. Cohn, who once held Steve Zungel scoreless as a member of the Baltimore Blast. Now here, Alberto. And it's booted free and out of there by Parchment. Good play by Parchment. It is taken by number 14, Stomaitis. Stomaitis into the New York zone. Good block there by Mejia.
We've seen several really excellent tackles in one-on-one situations so far.
And it's knocked in by Gordon Miller around the boards. Messing playing the carom and fires it down intended for Zungel. Zungel now in the neutral zone to the midfield line. A back heel to Alberto. And Alberto goes onto the far boards for Mejia. He is covered by Charlie Carey. Mejia and Carey going head-to-head, and Carey wins that battle. Now Julie Hedgie bats it off the boards. It's picked up by Fairbrother. Fairbrother boots it in around the boards off the glass, and Carey looking for it. Carey plays it around his man Hedgie. Now here's Ralph Black. Black goes wide on Hedgie off into the near corner. It is kicked by Megaludis and in by Carey. 1-0 Denver. A bang-bang play came out in front to number 10, Charlie Carey from Scotland by a Cleveland State University, and Carey just drilled it in past Shep Messing.
Then we see the ball coming off the boards. A little bit of bad luck. Nicky goes in for a good block, but doesn't get all of it. Now here he goes. Carey's all alone. That's about 5 feet off. Puts it in. Carey, for him, that's his 7th goal. He is the top goal getter of this Avalanche team.
So the Avalanche striking first here in front of the hometown crowd. Time of the goal will be 9:31, and the Denver Avalanche with Charlie Carey getting his 7th goal, taking a 1-0 top of it. 29 seconds remaining.
But the important lesson there for young goalkeepers is don't be happy with the first save. Shep made 3 saves on that play in order before he got the ball.
1-0 Denver. Here's Ali Anderson. He finds Michael Fairbrother on the near side. Plays it off the near boards to Albuquerque. Picked up now by Fairbrother. 15 seconds left in the first period. Kelvin Norman boots it all the way into the New York zone, and it's a red line violation. Goes over 2 lines, nobody touches it. It is a red line violation, and the Arrows recapture. 12 seconds on the clock. Alberto to Jungle. Jungle and Cohn head-to-head. It is blocked by the goalkeeper. Loose ball in front. Albuquerque will clear it with 3, 2, and 1 remaining in the first period, and that will do it. Very good first period for the Denver Avalanche. So on the goal by Charlie Carey, the Avalanche leading 1-0. We'll be back with more right after.
Away from home, especially against this team, you cannot afford to fall behind. So now what he's looking for them is to get in. Here we see the goal coming up. Ralph Black gets a break while Tiki Megaludis' block tackle here. Now here it comes all alone inside the penalty area. Mr. Carey right there puts it into the net.
His 7th goal of the year. So we'll get set for the second period in just a moment. Back with more right after this.
Statistic always in soccer, maybe more so in possession in football or basketball or whatever. But in soccer, because this team, Denver Avalanche, usually outscores, and so far they've outscored their opponent by over 100 shots. But the point is still, put it in the net.
Adrian Brooks pass and a score. Timmy Walter makes it 2-0 Denver. In the opening seconds of the second quarter, Tim Walter.
Here we see the long ball played into the corner. Now it's right in the crease. As puts the defenders, Tim Walters comes running in, puts it away past the diving Shep. Again, long ball, first to the ball, into the far post. You see the red light going up, indicating a goal. Tim Walters, the top goal getter last year, that's his goal number 4 for the season. Maybe this is the one now that New York is going to come out. Certainly credit must be given there.
Fine move just now by Fairbrother, number 8, down to McDonald. The corner plays it around to Rico. McDonald scores! McDonald makes it 3-0 Denver, and they are going wild here in the Mile High City.
Well, Kenny McDonald may not have the greatest speed in the world, but he's got a thunderous left foot. Gets a break. Now watch this full volley. Far side, low far corner. Shep, I believe, was a little bit screened by the 2 people. Here we get another view. Shep saw the ball too late. Back of the net, turns the red light on. 0-3, and the Avalanches
there by Neil Cohn, and Megaludis will start out at midfield, down to Hedgie, and Hedgie is taken out by Black, and Black now hits the deck, and the ball going to the Avalanche, and it looks like Neil Cohn is trying to signal for a timeout. Each team with a timeout for half. Black getting up slowly, but a very, very rugged first half here in Denver.
Well, again, that Denver team, they just come at you. And when you play physical, you have to pay the price. The body takes a beating.
So with the timeout, we'll remind you once again that the Arrows will be in Phoenix tomorrow. We'll be on the air live at 9:30 here on Sports Channel, your box seat to New York sports at home. The Arrows are home at the Nassau Coliseum on Sunday, December 20th against the Stallions of Buffalo. And game time there will be at 2:05.
That should be a great one, because the last time those 2 teams met up in Buffalo, last game of the season, last year, Buffalo won that game. That Eastern Division is packed. There are 7 teams. Every one of them is gunning for the Arrows. So Buffalo is going to come down looking to blow them out.
Well, the MISL has revamped this season in its 4th year. Last year they had 3 divisions and 12 teams. Now they have 2 divisions and 13 teams. The Arrows, the Rockets, the Fever, the Spirit of Pittsburgh, Cleveland Force, Baltimore Blast, Buffalo Stallions comprising the East. As you look at Don Popovich, the MISL Coach of the Year. In the West, it's the Avalanche, Phoenix Inferno, Wichita Wings, St. Louis Steamers, Memphis Americans, and the Kansas. To me, the Arrows have the MISL record for the fastest 3 goals, 30 seconds. We'll see what happens. So the Rockets do it in 38 seconds against Philadelphia about a week ago. 50 seconds to go here in the first half. And again, a lot of time between kicks. Billy Gazzona's getting set to put it in. He's got Jungle behind him.
New York has some creative, excellent opportunities on the previous 2 corner kicks. Let's look at this one.
All right.
Looks like the referee is orchestrating it. Billy Gazzonas is going to take it.
Now it's taken by Jungle, and Stennis to try to get it. Too well tied up, and Connor's shot is blocked by Waters. Way up in the air, it is slapped into the seats by Anderson.
But they called a pushing foul on Billy Gazzonas. Those 2 guys, in fact, played together at Hardwick, and now they're meeting at opposite ends of the field.
44 seconds on the clock in the half. Cohen flips it to Henderson, and he clears it all the way down to the New York zone. Curry back to Brooks. Brooks on the far side of Tim Waters. Waters marked by Strennisser. It comes to the near corner. Strennisser hustles after it. Waters takes a fall. And out it comes now to Liverich with 23 seconds to go in the half. Liverich with Brooks. Liverich centers it. Goes all the way into the far corner now for Cohen. 15 seconds on the clock. Here's Tim Waters, 13. Waters marked by Alberto. Liverich dead center with 6 seconds to go in the half. 5 seconds. And it is booted all the way to midfield, and it's taken by Strennisser. That'll do it. So Nick Zatar, a very, very successful first half for the men in green. The Denver Avalanche of Dave Clements, and they are getting a rousing ovation as they head into the locker room to get some well-deserved rest. The Avalanche, very surprisingly, out in front by the score of 3-0. Who would have thunk it, as they say?
I don't think anyone would have. Maybe Dave Clements had certainly hoped that this would be it, but usually this team does not score a lot of goals. They got 3 against the New York Arrows here. The problem is, can they hold on?
So the Arrows did have some opportunities, Dick. They had a couple of man advantages in the first half. One in the first period and one in the second period, but they were stopped. So here in Denver, getting ready for the first half activities. It is Denver 3, Arrows nothing. We'll be back with more.
You got all the honor, Shep. Let's not talk about this game for a minute, okay? Let's just have a good time for a couple of seconds.
That suits me, okay.
Okay, because we were saying that there are times when there's nothing you can do about it. Shep, 4th year now in the Major Indoor Soccer League. Let's reminisce a little bit. Year 1, tell me about it.
Well, a tremendous challenge. I was the first player to sign in this league, and it was a new venture, and who knows how it was going to turn out. Obviously, in retrospect, a tremendous decision I made coming to the league. It did well in the first year. The Arrows did well. We knew that we had to have a good team in New York, and it was an exciting year, a year of first and a first championship for the Arrows.
How about last year?
I think that would be the biggest thrill for me in the MISL, because we had the most competition. We had to face St. Louis in St. Louis to pull out the championship, and I think when you're faced with adversity, it makes it that much sweeter when you come away with a win.
Certainly with those 17,000 people shouting some words that we can't repeat on the air, and your super goal, goalkeeping that did it, with 30 seconds, Jungle gets by, 6-5, shut those people up. What about this year? You know, everybody's talking about New York coming back for the 4th year. You only have 5 fingers. Nobody has won a championship ring on their thumb. How long are you going to do this, buddy?
Nick, it's so hard. It's so hard to come back and defend it. We've won 3 championships. It's tougher each year. I feel that we've improved our team this year from last year. We have some new players, Omar Gomez, Paul Kitson. They have to fit into the team. They have to integrate themselves into the team. They have to learn how to work with Alberto and Jungle and the rest. I think once that team gels, we'll be a better team than last year.
I have a feeling that, you know, looking at the personnel, certainly this team can get the championship just like the previous 3, but as you said, the problem is getting the attack started, and that's what the problem is tonight. The opportunities have been there, but the ball's not going into the net.
You're quite right, Nick. I think the problem tonight is that Denver is coming out and playing a tremendously aggressive game. They're getting all 5 guys back on defense quickly, and they're counterattacking well and using the boards when they counterattack. Our problem in the second half is to get off some quicker passing, make the ball do the work. Nobody can compete with our talent, but I think we've kind of let Denver take away the pace of the game, and we must step up the pace for us. Quicker passing, one-touch passing, move the ball around. They can't hold us down.
How about a break here or there? Certainly a couple of those opportunities, good goal-scoring opportunities were created, but somehow the ball just didn't want to go into that net.
Well, that's the game. It's a funny game, and sometimes the goal post or the crossbar is the goalkeeper's best friend. It's happened that way for Denver in the first half, but we have confidence in ourselves, and we believe that any team's going to have trouble staying with us for 60 minutes.
Let's go look at Shep Messing for a minute again, because you and I have known each other at least for a couple months now. And I remember when you were coming out of high school. How do you keep that intensity, Shep, that psychological edge that you always have? Because I think that's a key that young kids must learn.
I think that's a good question, Nick, and we do go way, way back, and it's a pleasure to be here with you. I think the psychological edge that you talk about is very important for a goalkeeper. The key is not to be too psyched, and yet to be ready for the game. I think after years of playing, I know what I have to do to get ready for each game. I take about 10 or 15 minutes. Well, going back a week before, I go over a book that I keep on every player and every team. I study the team. I know what my ritual is in the locker room. I know how to prepare myself mentally so I'm not too keyed up for the game, and yet I'm on my toes. It is tough over a long haul, over a 44-game season, but I like to think that I'll be ready when the time comes.
And not to, pat you on the back because you're here, but certainly Shep Messing has been an American soccer star all his life. And one of the things, maybe in the next 5 years or so, when you decide to hang those shoes up, that we'll look for great things from you, Shep, that no one has done yet, because you have laid the forefront for the American soccer player, like your book says, like the Cosmopolitan magazine says. You've been the best.
I appreciate it, Nick, and I've had a good time doing it.
Okay, great. Thanks very much, and we'll be right back after this.
Nick, we're going to take a look at the goals in the first half. The first one coming up at 4:31.
Well, watch this roll of the ball. Notice how it winds up on Black's foot. Ralph plays it across. Boom, thank you. Carry inside the foot. See again, here it is. Block tackle. Ball bounces the right way for the green team. Now here's a ball that's dumped into the corner. Low, far post, nothing happening. Got to pick those people up. And a thunderous volley to the far post by Kenny McDonald. Here we go, see it again. A deflection off David DeRico. Unlucky again, comes back off the glass. Shep screened off the ball, too late. And here we are well, I think there we have some important statistics. 3 shots for the New York Arrows. I wonder who's keeping statistics here. But I think that's an indication, perhaps, of the fact that a lot of those shots were blocked by the defenders. But I'm sure that I think that time Luis Alberto took 2 shots at least. One of them hit the goalpost. So sometimes statistics can be deceiving.
Well, look at the status. The Arrows on top, and the Baltimore Blast behind the Arrows. Then comes Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Buffalo, New Jersey, and Philadelphia. When was the last time you can remember the Arrows shut out in a half of play?
I don't remember it.
Very, very unusual first half of the Arrows, but as they say, this went a long way from history. The Western Division, led by the St. Louis Steamers, who the Arrows beat in the closing seconds last year for the championship, as Alberto set up Jungle. I believe it was with 30 seconds to go. A packed crowd at the Checker Dome. Then comes the Avalanche, looking for its 4th win. They've won 3 out of 4 at home, so...
And they've gotten off, obviously, to a much better start. Last year, as a first-year team, there was 16 and 24, 0-3 against New York. But the last time that they played New York here, the score was 4-3. Here we go. They're coming in and they're rousing applause by their fans. They certainly deserve it. They certainly deserve it because they worked very hard. There's gentleman, Mr. Ollie Anderson. He's worked hard to keep New York shut out.
And he did not start the game. If you're just joining us, Frenchie Antoine started. He came up lame in the opening minutes of the first quarter, and he went out. And Anderson came in, and he has held the Arrows scoreless. Shep Messing, our halftime guest a few minutes ago, back in goal for the Arrows. Last year, the Arrows were 3-0 against Denver and outscored the Avalanche 20-10, but so far tonight, a different story.
Here he is, a class man in every aspect, and you have to appreciate the fact that he took time out to come up here and give up his time rather than going for a rest and a cool drink of water.
I will second that. Here we go, third quarter. 12:26 remaining the third, 3-0 Avalanche. On the field for the Arrows right now, Juan Carlos Bachia, Paul Kitson, Steve Shungle, Luis Alberto, and Nick Megaludis. Alberto will dish it in from the corner out to Megaludis. He shoots, he scores! On the deflection, and the Arrows have finally gotten on the board. It's 3-1 Denver. Megaludis rifled it They're out in front of the penalty area, and he found pay dirt.
All right, there's the first one. Here we go. A good dummy ball play deep to Nicky. Gets a good shot. Defender turns. Goalkeeper goes to his right. Ball goes to his left. Nothing you can do about those. Here we go. Good, powerful shot by Nick Migaludis. And perhaps this is the one that turns the sieve on corner kicks. They had approximately, I think, 4 or 5 of them, and every one has created a good scoring opportunity.
Now they look for the scoring machine. Jungle over to Alberto, looking for the give and go to Jungle. Back to Alberto. Alberto looking for Machia, and it is taken away. And here come the Avalanche on the attack, led by Carey. Carey looking for a second goal, gets past, and he scores! Early Carey with a beautiful move, and the Avalanche leading 4-1.
Some spectacular play right here. Carey goes by. Nicky goes for the sliding tackle, misses. Now watch him slip it away. Ship comes out to cut the angle, puts a low onto him. Brilliant, brilliant play by that man Carey right there.
Charlie Carey with his second goal of the night, his 8th on the year, coming just seconds after the Arrows scored.
I tell you, that was some brilliant. You got to give credit. You got to appreciate individual greatness. Carey that time showed excellent ball control, excellent speed, running away from defenders, dribbling around the New York player, and then tucking it away underneath the goalkeeper. It's a lot easier looking at it from the stands than actually doing it.
Charlie Carey just exploding behind the Arrows defense and beating Shep Messing. 4-1 Avalanche. Tim Walters on the far side, gets past Pidgey. Diving stop to the side by Shep Messing. Carey keeps it alive. Walters shot it off the boards, and it's taken by Machia. Long feed down to Kitson, a foot race with Miller. Loose ball out front, the penalty area. It's gobbled up by Anderson. Now here's Marcello Curry into the New York zone. Banks it off the boards. That was a setup. And the ensuing drive by Walters was wide, and it was a handball.
Talk about the second save. Here we go. Shep gets the first one. Now watch him. He's right up there to make the second one. Goalkeeper training. Don't be happy with that first one. You got to stop the entire threat of
the veteran. Off to Jungle. Jungle looking for position. Shot it right past Pidgey.
See, and these are the things that are going to come with time, that understanding.
Another score. Played the tail, but it's 5-1 Denver.
Again, a repeat performance for approximately 80 feet out. The ball gets played off the wall. Fairbrother comes running in, tucks it away into the net, salutes the crowd with a cheer. But again, a dangerous pass made from just inside the red line, deep into right by the missile sign. There we go. And that's the very play that this team was using when they were doing a warm-up. It's automatic, and they come running into that space. You know where the ball is going to come. Get there first to the ball. The goalkeeper must come out. He's out of position. The defender might be a little bit late, and you running out to the ball, whereas everybody else is chasing you. Dave Clements, you think he's happy now?
Michael Fairbrother with his first goal of the year, coming at 5:55 of this, the third period, to make it 5-1 Denver. But Norman steals it. Could be a 2-on-1 for the Avalanche if they hurry. And a beautiful tackle by Migaludis, who has scored the only Arrows goal tonight. Now here's Gazotis with a nifty maneuver around Ralph Black. Jungle trying to get into it. And a shot is in. Billy Gazotis with a sharp angle drive, and he put it past Anderson, who did not expect it. And it is a 5-2 ball game.
Then we saw the trainer Bob Baldwin cheering it, but here the ball goes deep to Billy Gazotis. Very, very little bit of an angle. Ali Anderson comes out, doesn't cut the angle as well as he could have, turns the red light on, low to the far post, wants to tuck it away. Ali was a little bit slow getting down. Billy Gazotis, I believe that's the second goal of the season, tucks it away. His first goal came on a head ball in the opening game in New Jersey, and now we see Nicky Migaludis and Billy Gazotis getting New York back. And again, this is what Denver must do. They've done a job on Jungle so far. The key is to keep the other guys.
And for newcomers to the game of indoor soccer, such as yours truly, when you say getting back into the game, they're looking for a delay of game penalty now against the Arrows, but they're not going to get the call from Popovich. When you say getting back into the game, the Arrows are back in the game, even though they're trailing by 3, because it's just anything can happen.
That's right. 3 goals in this game is like you blink your eye twice, and there it is. You get your 3 goals down or 3 goals up.
Albuquerque. So good they named a city after him. He's got Parchment on the right. Albuquerque now wheeling and dealing, trying to get around Megaludis. Pass just beyond the reach of Parchment. Parchment with Gazotis marking him. Parchment still with it. Good ball handling. Now Albuquerque has it kicked free, and out it comes to Gomez. Gomez and Jungle march down the field. Here's Jungle. He scores! Steve Jungle puts the Arrows within 2. Jungle gets his 14th goal.
This is why I love this game so much. The individual brilliance stands out. Omar Gomez comes out. Now he goes on a very long dribble. Now watch him fake it. Outside of the foot flick. And now watch Steve tuck this away. High right. Boom. Into the 90. Boy, he struck that so solid. He knew exactly where it was going. And we're just talking about, here we go, perfect shot again. Ali Anderson had no chance. He's 6'1". The goal is 6'6". He put that ball right where it counts. And New York now is down by 2 goals.
And there's a goal by Denver. They come right back as Charlie Perry gets the hat trick. 6-3 Avalanche in what has turned into a wild one.
And you know those girls, they know they're on the 2. They got that figure up. They're number 1. I'm not so sure about that, but that's just what we're talking about. How quickly the tempo turns here. From a great goal on one end comes the other one at the other side. Again, defensive lapse. They leave Perry on alone, and certainly that's the guy that's been a deadly one tonight. Cannot leave him alone. He's had 2 so far when he was left naked inside the box, and he doesn't miss them. So now New York has to dig in a little bit harder to come back.
3 goals in less than a minute. The Arrows trying to get back on the board, trailing 6-3 with 3:40 remaining in the third. Still a lot of time remaining in this game. Charlie Carey scoring his 3rd of the night, number 9 on the year, at 11:03 of period 3. Denver again on the attack, led by Richie Werdock, number 19. Werdock into the New York zone. Here's Tim Walters, who has a goal. Walters cuts to his left around Hedgie. Dumps it into the near corner. Gene Strenisher rescues the ball for the Arrows in white. Here's Hedgie now. Marked by Walters. Plays it across into the near corner. Going to be chased down by Miller. Intercepted by Gomez. Plays it around the boards right into the hands of Ali Anderson. He clears it all the way down. 2 13s come together. Walters and Strenisher. Strenisher gets the best of that deal. But now the Avalanche taking over. Werdock with lots of room. Down into the New York zone. Marked by Hedgie. And a good tackle by Hedgie. Omar Gomez, number 9. Headmanning to Hedgie in the near corner. Hedgie with McDonald. Plays it around the board. Loose ball in front. And it is gobbled up by...
Here we're going to see this shot. Here's Walters coming down off. And you see how quickly things happen off the boards. He didn't have enough time to put his foot on the ball. He's a little bit slow with his foot, but the ball still had enough spin to almost swing into the back of the net.
Off the free kick, Jungle is upended. Arrows would dearly love a penalty, but it's just a foul, and the free kick coming up now for the Arrows. Neil Cohen, you can see him engineering the defense.
Yeah, he's making a one-man wall there because he knows most likely Steve will be passing it rather than shooting from about 30 feet out.
Arrows down by 3, and Jungle shoots, he scores! What a shot by Steve Jungle with the left foot, his 2nd goal of the night. It goes past Anderson, and the Arrows are down by 2 again.
All right, and just as I was saying, he won't shoot. What does he do? Watch this great banana. Watch this ball curve around Neil Cohen. Watch it go around. You see that clockwise spin to the far post. No one at this will look at Ali Anderson say, that's what makes him the greatest. Oh, perfect. Great players make great teams. And I tell you, when it comes to playing soccer, that guy can put it in the back of the net.
So, Nick, a flurry of goals. 1, 2, 3, 4 goals within 3 minutes here in the third period. And it's 6-4 Avalanche. Jungle looking to strike again, looking for another hat trick. He already has 3 this year. Curie and Tuchia came together. There's a shove by Val. And the Avalanche taking over at the near boards.
Here we're going to see this again. This is perfect. Banana inside of the left foot, curls it around. You can see the spin on the ball. Sorry, Ali, bit too late.
Don't you think Anderson might have been looking for a pass?
I think everybody here was looking for a pass.
Except Steve Jungle. Fooled everybody.
But I tell you, he took one that was even better than that, but was unlucky. Hit the underside of the post against the Rockets.
Here he comes again, Nick. Trying to head the rebound in off the boards. That would have been a remarkable play had he done it. So now here's Liverich. Marked by Adrian Brooks. A minute to go on the quarter. Here's Liverich along the near boards. Liverich shoots. Oh, it hit the boards just to the left. And here's a score. Unbelievable. Jungle with a diving goal, and it's a 6-5 ball game. Steve Jungle picks up another hat trick.
Do you think New York is a little bit intense here? You don't think they want to win? Watch this ball. Comes off the post. First time he almost has it. Doesn't come back up. Now watch the shot. One of the greatest things is knowing where to shoot. When to shoot low, when to shoot high. The first one didn't go in. Now he sees everybody. The defender's there to cut the angle. The goalkeeper is there to cut the angle. But Steve knows, at the same time, while keeping his eye on the ball and total concentration to execute, he knows what's happening without looking at it. And now the silence of the crowd is all of a sudden setting in because they sense the greatness of Jungle.
3 third period goals within minutes by Steve Jungle, numbers 14, 15, and 16. And now he adds to his total of hat tricks and has on the career 24. He had 20 last year. He picks up his 4th hat trick this year. 6-5 Denver. It is a brand new ball game. 38 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Steve Jungle single-handedly bringing the Arrows back with help from Gazonis here in the third quarter.
Well, Mickey Megaludis started it by getting the first one on the board. And what do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8 goals in the third quarter. We still have 28 seconds to go.
Kitson tries to get it over to Tarnocci. You think the tempo has changed here? Unbelievable. Strenicer now deep in the far corner with 15 seconds to go in the third period.
But Steve, there's a very, very important lesson to be learned here because these are the kinds of games the champions are made of. Coming back 5-0, 1-0, 5-1, and then coming back to get back into this game and being down by 1 goal. This is what championship teams are made of.
There's the horn. The Arrows coming up with 5 goals here in the third period. All started by Mickey Megaludis, 1 by Gazonis, and 3. It was almost a pure hat trick. Jungle scored one at 10:54. Carey, with a goal at 11:03, broke up the pure hat trick. Then came Jungle again at 13:07. Exactly 1 minute later at 14:07, Jungle with number 16 on the year. He is off and running. And after 3, it is the Denver Avalanche 6 and the New York Arrows 5. We shall return with exciting fourth quarter action from McNichols Sports Arena here in the Mile High City right after this. I just won it 6-5. They were trailing by a score of 3-0 at the end of the first half of play. Here's Dave Clements urging on his troops. A remarkable comeback for the Arrows here in the third quarter. 8 goals were scored in the third period, 5 by New York.
Well, this is how quickly the pace can take and can change in this game. And I think the gentleman right there, coach of the Major Indoor Soccer League last year, Don Povich, is a little bit happier. He's motivating players because certainly this isn't the time to stop. You've got to come back. And New York, traditionally, through the years, the fourth quarter has been their best quarter because this is now when the horses begin to show.
Well, as we said at the top, a major facelift undergone by the New York Arrows. Only 10 of the 20 players who finished the year last season are back. Names like Branko Sakota, Damir Satevsky, and Fred Gugura are gone. But the Arrows' new acquisitions, people like Kitson, Gomez, Liverich, Machia, Tarnocci, Hedgie, and many feeling that the Arrows are even deeper than they have ever been before. So the Arrows going for their 4th straight MISL title. Right now, you kind of get the feeling they are in the driver's seat, even though they are down by a goal, 6-5, because they were trailing 3-0 at the half, and suddenly rattled off 5 third-period goals, 3 by the scoring machine, Steve Jungle, who had 241 goals lifetime entering this his 4th season. So now he has scored 16 this year. Make it 257 all-time for number 7.
But, you know, he scores in every possible way. The first one was on a great ball that was laid off to him by Omar Gomez. He came through and tucked it away high to the goalkeeper's left. The second one, you know, he came through and curved it around the one-man wall, and you could even see Neil Cohen sticking his foot out. Nobody in the stadium, in the arena, expected it. But there he is with the yellow armband of the captain, tucked it away with his left foot. Normally, he's you know, he can go both ways, but there's another lesson for young players. One-footed players are not as good as two-footed players. And then the third one was just magic of following up his own rebound, shooting low, shooting high, hitting the back of the net.
Now we begin the 4th quarter, 6-5 Avalanche. They switch sides, and Shep Missing now rifles it down to the midfield line. Jungle with 24 career hat tricks now, picking up his 4th here tonight. Jungle moving in on Neil Cohn, and Jungle and Cohn converging in the near corner. Jungle continues to keep it alive, back to David DeRico. The New Jersey product across the red line to Billy Gazonis. Returns to DeRico. Give and go to Gazonis, top of the circle. Oh, and a shot goes off the boards, and it comes out to Kitson on the far side.
Al, that was perfect. You could draw that play on the board. You could have him practice, and New York works for hours just on this thing. Give and goes. It worked perfectly that time. Kitson was posted. When Billy came through, he cleared out, and a great save by Ali. He kept the ball out of the net.
Gazonis looking extremely sharp. Number 6 in white for the Arrows. DeRico's shot was blocked by Stamaitis. Back it goes now, where Megaludis got it over to DeRico. 6-5 Denver, opening minutes. Period 4. Here's the dangerous Steve Jungle. Across down to the far side of Kitson. Returns to Gazonis, and it was knocked out of dangerous waters by Albuquerque. Now, DeRico keeping it alive, and it is booted back to midfield to Megaludis.
And what's happened now, that all of those scores, those 5 goals by New York, certainly took a lot of the sting out of the Denver team, and they're not even looking to attack. You notice how slow they are coming back. Parker doesn't want to get it into the attacking third.
Defensive might have been very cautious. You cannot sit on a lead in this game. There is no way, especially against the Arrows.
You got to keep coming at them if you want to win this game.
DeRico screaming at Popovich, looking for the practice. Here comes Stamaitis with Albuquerque. Rams it off the boards, goes nowhere though, and it's going to be retrieved by Megaludis for the Arrows. Arrows looking to tie it.
You mean the Denver looks a little bit tired. They're not coming out as quickly as they were before. You see, they're not closing the players down. They're giving them more room.
Actually looking to tie it. That's all right. But it sounded like what you thought. Here's Parchment advancing the ball in on Megaludis. Rams it off the glass, looking for somebody to get a rebound, but Hedgie knocks it out. Here's Hedgie with Adrian Brooks. Boots it over to Jungle, down to Kitson. Kitson across the red line. Kitson closing it. He shoots it up. The boards. The rebound cannot be handled by Hedgie. Away from Jungle, all the way down to Waters. But Waters was well covered by the Arrows' Tuchel.
By that time, Paul Kitson came back, made a great recovery run on defense, and the pressure of New York is winning the ball back and now keeping it.
Here's Tuchel, and his shot is saved nicely by Anderson. Anderson came sprawling out to knock it to the stand. It'll be Arrows' ball.
Here's the scramble. When that ball comes off the boards, watch out. Billy Gazonis, who's done a great job this evening. There we go, Balchuk, a power of strength. Wins that ball back.
And back live, it is Parchment. Now Stranisher with 1:23 on the clock, 6-5 Denver.
And I tell you, these players are exhausted. This has been a high-paced game, up and down, a lot of physical work. Both teams are exhausted. The referee's going to call that one back.
An emotional fan sending a program onto the field. And don't forget, tomorrow night, more indoor soccer coming your way on Sports Channel as the Arrows head to Phoenix to take on the Inferno. Tomorrow night live at 9:30 right here on Sports Channel, your box seat to New York sports at home. A minute 13 and counting. 6-5 Denver. Alberto with a back pass to Strenicer. Around it comes. Loose ball. And Strenicer recaptured. Back it goes to Alberto. Crowd just going wild. The vocal level is extremely high. 1 second to go. Jungle almost got free, and it's cleared by Stamaitis off to the far side of the cone. Recaptured by the Arrows. Megaludis off to the corner to Gomez. Gomez off the boards looking for Jungle, and Cone cleared it again. 45 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Jungle heading the ball, almost booted in by Gomez. Couldn't get enough behind it. 35 seconds. Gomez picks it back up, leaves it for Alberto. Alberto looking for some help, and it is cleared out. But it'll be Arrows ball down to the Denver zone, as Popovich says, let's have some help for Adrian Brooks. So the Denver trainer, Larry Franca, is out to offer some assistance.
Now watch Adrian come in. He uses his strength and comes down, twisting an ankle. And he really got Luis Alberto going down, and both of them are down while the trainer looks at Adrian Brooks. 31 seconds. Can New York do it? They're down by 1.
Been a long, tough night for Adrian Brooks, limping off the field. Out comes Michael Fairbrother as Brooks goes to the Avalanche bench. The Arrows will have possession with 31 seconds to go. It is not over yet.
31 seconds left in the game.
There's your story. Crowd of 9,002 on hand tonight. Now here comes Rich the Parchment back out, number 22 for Denver. And it looks like everybody is set. Steve Jungle will kick. Crowd chanting defense. Jungle. No, it's going to be Strenicer. Looking for Jungle on the fake. Loose ball in front off the scramble. Cone clears it. And Strenicer puts it right out in front. It's taken by Megaludis. 23 seconds to go. Megaludis marked by Parchment. Goes into the near corner. There's Strenicer with Fairbrother. 15 seconds on the clock. Headed by Fairbrother. Scramble for it. It comes out in front, and Parchment clears but not out. Now, Strenicer looking for Alberto with 4 seconds to go. That's going to do it. 1 second on the clock. As the ball went into the seats, the fans are up, saluting the Denver Avalanche on the verge of pulling off the upset of their young franchise. And the clock runs out. The Denver Avalanche, with Dave Clemens being hugged at the bench, upsetting the world champion New York Arrows. Well, it turned into a tremendous ball game after the Avalanche took a 3-0 halftime lead. The Arrows poured it on with a flurry of goals, 3 by Jungle in the third period, 5 altogether, others by Megaludis and Gazonis. As you look at Shep Messing congratulating the Denver Avalanche, you really got to give the Avalanche a lot of credit, showing a lot of confidence and poise down the stretch, Nick. No question about it. They played a heck of a game.
Oh, they deserved it. And there's, we see Neil Cohen and Shep Messing congratulating each other. The heat of the game is over. A great, great win for this young team. Certainly, these are the kinds of things that are necessary to make the franchise go in the Western Division. But, you know, let's look at the positive things. At the end of every game, you got to get ready for the next one. It's impossible to go 44 games without a loss. So if a loss has to be taken, not a bad way to go. Certainly the team came back with 5 goals in the third period, but this is a great effort. They held New York scoreless really for 3/4 of the game. Now, I don't know how often that's going to happen, but you've got to give a tremendous amount of credit. The cheerleaders are taking a victory lap. Now, what can you say? To the spoils go the accolade at this particular time.
Sure, they'll be dancing in the streets of Denver tonight in salute of the Denver Avalanche. Arrows now 3-1, Avalanche now 4-2. So,